How would you like to introduce yourself? Do you go by Gio or Jorge?
But honestly, I mean, I go by Jorge because it's funny because my name is it's actually Jorge, but it spells like George but with a J, so Jorge. But I mean, I love Gio. I mean, I love it's actually my email actually starts like that, and it's kind of cool. Some people call me Gio, some people call me Jorge. I don't mind any of them.
So we know that you're an amazing makeup artist. A lot of people know you as the makeup artist, but who are you?
Well, you know, yes, I mean, I love makeup, and I love let's put it this way, a title that means like a makeup artist, and it's always feels nice and good. But in reality, I just feel like a person that is really hardworking, and I like to work, and whatever I do, I try to give my 100%. So I will say, you know, it's Jorge, the hard worker guy, you know, like if I'm doing makeup, if I'm doing anything, it's who I am, I believe. Well, you know, it started as a thought, I will say, and also looking at, when I was growing up, looking at some of my cousins like wearing makeup, like in remembering some of them, they couldn't even go out of the house without wearing something, and then friends through life and everything, like me staring at them how they were doing it. And also I also love to draw and paint and stuff, so it kind of make me feel like I could do that, and I could see anybody with makeup and I could do it. And I always was trying. I did not know what I was doing, but then I started learning and seeing the purpose of everything, and I love every part of it. And also I help people. They were one way without makeup, but then you put some makeup on them, they were like totally different attitude and expressions and everything, and I love it. Finding my motivation is been a lot, because I think most of all is me trying to become better every day. And I do it for my family, of course, for the people that surrounds me, the people who looks up to me, and that's what it drives me to become better and do more things. I work as a manager for Mac, and I have a small little coffee shop, and my partner and I own a little salon. So yes, I mean, we're doing all these things, but work keeps me going. It keeps me going, and it keeps my mind busy and doing other things and helping other people. And also people works for us. Some people works for us and depend on us on having business going or doing things, new things. So I think that's driven too, that's motivation too, because it's not just you, it's also the people that depends on a job sometime.
You talked a little bit about your family. How much of an impact have they had in your career?
Well, growing up, it was not easy at all. It was not easy, and we were like very dysfunctional family, and I never thought about like even thinking about a career or ever thinking about being a makeup artist or nothing like that, because it was not part of my thoughts at that moment, because it was very difficult. And to go into it a little bit, so basically I was born in Texas, pretty much. I was born in Texas, and for life and things that happened, we had to go back to Mexico. And then right there is where all the struggles started, like more indeed, because well, grew up in a, I don't know how to say expressive, you know, but like growing up with my mom and my stepfather, it was very difficult because he was an alcoholic, and he was like really hard on us. He was very abusive, and this is a very sensitive subject because well, it's talking more about like our life, like my sister's life and my life, and how we escaped from a really dark place, and how we did it. Is amazing, because I had no way to find the way to do that, but there was people around, and that I had to approach in a way so I can get out of there. So basically, my stepfather abused sexually abused my sister, and she got pregnant at 13 years old, and it got it was very difficult because when we find out, it was like there was no thoughts for me, and I couldn't think of like what was going on. When my sister had her baby, she basically went into coma, and so the doctor said probably she was not going to make it because she was very little. And at that point I was really sad, and I did not know what to do. So I told my mom if something would happen to my sister, she was never going to see me again. So thank God my sister woke up, and when we went back home, I started like seeing what's our future was going to be. So my first thought, it was like, I need to get out of here. I need to get out with my sister. We need to go. How? I did not know how. I remember going at middle school at the time, and like secundaria in Mexico, and I couldn't be at class, so I left from school early, and I remember crying and not being able to hold it in. And so basically I remember at that time it was no cell phones or anything like that, so I remember getting a public phone, and I just dialed 0, and I remember talking to the operator and telling her that so that I needed help. I needed to find my dad, and I did not know how to find him. The only thing I knew was where he was leaving, but no way how could I communicate with him. And somehow she said, you know what, do you not have names of people or anything that I can help you with? So I remember my mom one day, she mentioned certain names, and I told her the names, and she figured it out, and she communicated me with someone, and this lady answered the phone, and I told her basically everything in a moment. And she said, if your dad is in this town, for sure I'm gonna find him, and I'm gonna find you too, so you guys can get in touch again. And sure enough, I remember talking to her like around noon, and my dad called me at 4 o'clock in the afternoon the same day. I couldn't believe it, and basically I told him everything, and I remember him telling me that he had to figure out money so he could help me. And I remember at the time I was like, I don't need money, I just need you to let me know if I could be at your house at least for a week so I can figure it out. What are we gonna do? Because at that point I was like, I did not know if he was even gonna accept us. I did not know why he was not with us, really. I mean, why he was not looking for us, and we had to go through all that. But when he heard me saying that, he just changed his wording, and he's like, no, just come, yeah, we will do it. So I had help, and they helped me, and so we escaped. We went there, and my life changed basically from that point till now. My life changed completely, because before that point it was like every day it was like struggles, being afraid, being scared of what was gonna happen the next day. It was tough. It was really, really tough, but we overcome a lot of things, obstacles.
What message would you send to your 13-year-old self? Let's say you have now, you can get through it. You got through it. You have, the support that you could ask. What advice would you give your 13-year-old self?
Well, I mean, just thinking about it, I mean, I think I never thought about it. It's interesting to have the feeling of it, like just thinking about what will you say. And I think the main thing is just keep going the way you're going. Just keep trying. Just have faith. Everything's gonna change. And just keep going. And I think somehow I had that, because when I opened up to some people, those people were there to tell me that. So I feel like somehow there's something bigger up there that really cares about us and guide us in our lives, because that happened to me. I mean, like, who would have thought? I mean, me calling an operator, I didn't even know who she is or anything, and she was there. She helped me. And then a lot of other people that guide me on that moment, that shape me a lot, like understanding a lot of things now that I'm an adult and have going through a lot. Now I see different things. Like now I have to live every moment and enjoy it. I mean, whether it's a good moment or a bad moment in life, you have to overcome all that and be strong for it. I think that past made me very strong and very understanding too for what other people's feelings are, and being able to put yourself in their shoes, because you don't know, you can meet a lot of people, especially in this industry as a makeup artist, and you see so many people, but you see what's in front of them. You don't see what they're carrying or what their past was or anything. And of course, I mean, you're not thinking of that when you see someone, but everybody has a story, whether it's bad, good, or anything. And I think you have to be very susceptible, especially when you're working with people, and because you're sharing that energy in a way, because you talk, you learn about them. Me as a makeup artist, I mean, I have to speak with my clients and just basic things like what's your daily routine, what do you do for a living, and what you like about makeup, or what's your love for makeup, or how can I help you. So technically you learn about them as you go, and as a makeup artist too. So you have to be very susceptible in learning and be careful sometimes and not be so, because sometimes we judgmental or we don't know, and I think that's a human being. I don't know, it's the way that sometimes we do things, but I believe that helped me a lot, my past, to understand a lot of things and be more careful, be more susceptible in other people's things and situations. I mean, when I was little, I remember I used to be one of those kids selling bubblegum on the street, like chiclets and stuff like that, and cleaning cars, and a lot of people would be like difficult telling you things, but it will be other people also helping you and everything. But now that I'm an adult and I'm driving through Mexico or something, I see kids in the same situation, and it makes me think, you never know what's happening in their life.
I have so much respect for you, because everything that you've been through, since your childhood, you show kindness and compassion to people. Especially, I remember I just met you, and you just showed that genuine heart. And a lot of people went through, I would consider that as consider as trauma. You went through a traumatic event. You hold certain resentment towards the world. Not only you did not do that, you try to help other people, help strangers through your career, through your everyday life. That's not an easy thing to do.
Yes. I mean, definitely, because we do. I mean, at least me, I was very angry at one point in my life. I was really angry about the situation. Why me? Why my sister? Why I did not grow up in that family where everything seems like love, and why I'm not my neighbor's kids, because I could see their parents going out and taking them out, getting the new stuff. Of course we had that anger, and I had that anger too, but after seeing everything, all the situation, and learning, at first I was angry at the situation, and also to my mom, because I couldn't believe my mom couldn't took us out of there. Or I even sometimes I asked her at the time, like, why we don't escape, just take me, let's go somewhere else. I will help you, I will work and do whatever I can so we can do better. But I mean, it took me a while, I mean, to grow and understand that my mom also she was suffering too. She was probably lost and everything, and I did not want to do the same thing they did to me or to anybody else, because I feel like if I will even think about it, I will become the person who abuses us, the person who actually hurt us. And I had so many people tell me, like, why you didn't do this, or why you didn't, I would have done so to this person. But at the end, I know, like, in my feelings, like, if I would have done anything, I would have become that person. And that's something that I would not allow myself to do, like, never. Because I wanted to leave and survive. I wanted to leave that in the back and start growing and doing something new, helping instead of holding myself and my family back for that reason. So I think that helped me a lot. I mean, to talk about it, because there was moments where people would ask me my past or my story. I couldn't even say a word because I would be crying. I mean, I still kind of do, but not as bad as I used to. So, but yeah, I mean, it helped me a lot to grow out of it and to let it out.
We all have events that make us linger at that period and hard to recover. You know, we lose someone, or, you know, something that happened. What helped you get through every day, or help you get past those events?
I think one of the biggest things is thinking about the future. I think that's not losing the focus of wanting to live a better life. I think there's a dream that I don't know, a lot of people, everybody thinks and wants be happy. I think that's what made me look into the future, what I wanted to do. I did not know what I wanted to do. I wanted to do everything. I wanted to do literally everything. I wanted to be a carpenter. I wanted to be a makeup artist. I wanted to be an artist. I wanted to be a chef. I wanted to be a business owner. I wanted to do everything, because I never was taught like maybe like a regular or a different family, like go to school, do this, become that, and I had to learn everything by myself and teach myself like responsibilities, work ethic, customer service, everything life taught me, like, because I was never guided when I was little, up to when I was 16. Then I get to my dad's house, a person that I never seen since I was 4 years old until I was 16. So I did not know him. So, and then getting to know him and learning everything. So I had to teach myself how to be patient and how to be understandable about the situation. That my life was not exactly like everybody's life. And even though I wanted it to be different, but then I learned my life was unique, because that was teaching me something else and preparing me for something else too. And maybe this is the reason why I have to share it or say it. Just maybe say it to someone else, you know, you're gonna be fine. Just work and concentrate and become better, or concentrate on your future, what you want in life. I think that's a better focus, you know, than thinking about what happened to you and still holding those painful things that you still say, because they're never gonna go away. Never. They're gonna still be there as much as you say, no, I'm not gonna, I will forget this. It's not gonna happen, because it's either gonna be here and it's gonna be here. But when you concentrate and focus on the other things, like your family and the new things, or now who you become, which is a lot better than your past. Even if it's a little bit better, it's a lot better than what it was. So, and I'm so grateful for that. Now I have my family that was given to me, like it's incredible. It's so many things that had changed, that is not like a lot of people will say, well, I want money in my life and everything, but for me this is more than that. Of course we need that to work and do other things, but I mean, my family to me is what it drives me for everything.
So grateful to be able to share your story. So I think you have achieved that, and you should be super proud of yourself. Not only you're this talented artist, that you're able to use your own skills to help other people. You are very successful in your career, and you're an entrepreneur. But I understand that comes with a lot of responsibilities. So you have, you're leading a team with you. How are you doing that? How are you able to use your experience, everything that you've learned, to all the people that help you to build who you are today? How do you help your team?
It's funny, well, not funny, but interesting, everything, because I just become a store manager for MAC, one of the stores of MAC Cosmetics, and when it was given to me, when it was offered to me, I did not know what to think at the moment. The only thing I knew is that I had a responsibility of guiding my team, or a team that I had to build to become better. And also in my business outside of my regular job, being the person that they have to go to and ask questions, and when something is wrong, how to fix it, or how do you deliver and guide people or delegate. It's something that is not easy, because you have to learn it. But I heard one day something, and it said, I mean, when you hire someone, do you see that person like being your manager, being under that person? You will work for that person. And if you don't, maybe that's not the right person for your business, because you have to be a certain level and be equal, regardless if you're the boss or anything. Of course there's certain things to that, but I think when you become equal and you do the same thing they do, they learn how to respect you. They learn that you're gonna work with them, and you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna get your hands dirty to do the work, because that's part of like being a team, working together to make things happen. And I believe, and I strongly believe, like that's a big part of like a growth of a business. Of course, I mean, there's like departments and things, or scales, or however we want to call them, but overall it started somewhere.
Is it easy for you to lead a team? Let's say there are people going a different direction. How do you help them to get back on the right track?
I've been taught like everybody thinks different way, and everybody learns differently. Everybody takes in differently. So I believe, like, as a leader, you have to be able to accommodate into your team's needs. So you have to level yourself to give yourself to understand what you need to get from them. And in order to do that, I mean, you have to be at that level. You have to be able to share and be open to anything they have to say. And of course, if you promise something, do it. Because sometimes you can promise a lot of things, but if you don't do it, you lose that trust. You lose that connection with your people. So I think one of the main things is support them, help them to become better. And then you become better.
I think you just show, like, give all the answers to how to be like a true leader. We all have 24 hours, 7 days a week, right? We all know that being an entrepreneur is difficult enough. And the fact that you're able to balance, your work and your own company, How do you find time? How do you keep that momentum not to burn yourself out?
Basically, love what you do. That's the key of everything. I think when you love something and you have passion for it, it doesn't feel like work. It's just what it is. I think that's the answer for, like, do what you love, because I mean, I don't know, I can tell you, like, I leave from work and I still thinking about work, and I don't think about being a job, because I love what I do. I love being able to be on top of my things, being able to be available for my team. They can call me and they know I'm gonna be there for them. I actually enjoy it. Some people probably say, no, that's too much, or you need a time for yourself and everything, or get a life. But that's my life. That's just what I enjoy. And I still have my family, and my family knows it's work, because they also work with me. They also work. I work with them, and that's part of our life. And it keeps saying the word work, but it's actually it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that we have, and we choose to have it because we love it. So how I see myself from now on, or in my future, if I have to be honest with you, I don't know. Why? Because everything that had happened to this point, it has become with work, and I feel so I think I don't know how to say the word, but I admire people that knows what their goals are and what they're gonna be doing in a certain time, and they already have everything focused and programmed. I do not. I do things with work. I keep working and working, and if an opportunity comes in that I think that I can be able to do, I will do it. And so that's why anything can change from here in the future. But whatever it is, I know I'm gonna be doing it with passion. Well, that's something that at one point in my life I was not. At one point in my life I was there. Sometimes we don't do things because we're afraid. We don't know how. We feel like there's no one there that can help us. But it's always someone there. It's always someone there that can help us. How to find it? Sometimes it only takes like a courage to ask for help. Just asking for help. If the first person or the first thing doesn't listen to you, go to the next one. And if not, go to the next one. It's just being persistent. And I think that's part of what helped me to overcome everything. Is what I can think at this moment, because that's what happened to me. I was afraid, and for the longest time I didn't say anything because I was afraid. I did not know how. But as soon as I said something, someone was there to help me. And believe, of course. Yeah. And yes, this is me. I'm Jeorge Flores. And what I'm giving to the world is basically my artistry. I love doing what I do, and I want to share it. Basically it. And thank you for listening.